Hi boys and girls, our story today is a different story of the Three Little Pigs. On Tuesday we read the regular story of the Three Little Pigs. This one is the story of the Three Little Superpigs, once upon a time. It's a little bit different, so let's read this story. I want you to listen, because if you listen carefully, you're going to hear that there are some other characters to different fairy tales, like Little Red Riding Hood. She's in this book. Let's read the story of the Three Little Superpigs, once upon a time. Once upon a time, there were three little pigs. They dreamed of becoming superheroes. In fact, they were so obsessed that their family house became cluttered with all of their superhero collections. Cluttered means filled right up. Their house was filled up with all of their superhero things. So one day, Mother Pig told her little superheroes it was time for them to find their own homes, and she waved goodbye. They walked for hours and hours, crossing dangerous rivers and climbing steep cliffs. Here they are on their travels, crossing the river, climbing up mountains. Until finally they arrived at their destination, Fairyland. After an exhausting trip, the pigs decided to set up camp for the night and build their new homes in the morning. The three pigs finally made it. This sign says, "Welcome to Fairyland." You can see that Little Red Riding Hood is also in Fairyland. But there's somebody else in Fairyland too. Take a look over here. That's the big bad wolf. While toasting marshmallows in their superhero costumes, the pigs met a new friend, Little Red Riding Hood. She warned them about the big bad wolf who'd been terrorizing Fairyland. The wolf had kidnapped Mary's little lamb and stolen the sheep's clothing. He'd been disguising himself as different grandmas and stolen their clothing too. The pigs were warned to be on their guard. Here's Little Red, and she's warning them about the big bad wolf. This piece of paper she's holding says, "Danger, beware of the big bad wolf." You can see him spying right there. The next morning, two of the pigs were really desperate to play superheroes with their new friends, so they built their new houses as quickly as possible. The first little pig chose straw to build his house, and he gathered all that he could find. The second little pig chose to build his house out of sticks, and he collected them from high and low. And in no time at all, their new homes were ready. Working on building his house of straw. This pig is working on building his house of sticks. There are their houses. The third little pig is still working to make his house strong. While his two brothers were having fun, the third little pig was patiently building his house out of bricks. He wanted to make sure it was strong and sturdy, so he worked very hard. He's building that strong brick house. The other two little pigs are playing. You can even see that Little Red Riding Hood and the gingerbread man are playing too. Look back here. Somebody is pretending to be a sheep. Finally, all three houses were ready, and the pigs lived happily in their new homes. The house of straw, the house of sticks, and the house of bricks. There are the houses, but the big bad wolf is still watching. Suddenly, the first little pig was startled by a terrible growl outside his window. It was the big bad wolf. Little pig, let me come in." "Not by the hair of my chinny chin chin," squealed the panicked pig. "Then I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house in," growled the wolf. Whoosh! And in one puff, he blew the house in. The first little pig ran for cover to his brother's house of sticks. Little pigs, let me come in," bellowed the wolf. "Not by the hairs of our chinny chin chins," cried the pigs. "Well, then I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house in." So he huffed and he puffed. Whoosh! And he blew the house in. Dodging the flying sticks and the falling debris, the two little pigs ran as quickly as they could to their brother's house of bricks, narrowly escaping the nasty wolf, who was getting angry and very hungry. Little pigs, let me come in," demanded the wolf. "Not by the hairs on our chinny chin chins," the pigs replied. "Then I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house in," screamed the wolf. So he huffed and he puffed and he huffed and he puffed, but the brick house would not blow in. The wolf was furious. You can see the pigs in the window. Suddenly, the little pigs were startled by a loud clanging noise from outside. The cunning bad wolf had made another plan, and he had climbed onto the roof to sneak down the chimney. Two of the pigs started to panic, but the third little pig had a super plan. He had been boiling a pan of water on the fire all along. The third little pig has a plan. He's getting a net, and this book on the floor says how to boil a wolf. So as the wolf came hurling down the chimney, he fell bottom first into the bubbling hot pan. With a piercing shriek, he jumped out of the water and straight into the pig's net. The pigs waved goodbye to the silly wolf as he was carted off to prison. They got him in the net. With Fairyland safe at last, the pigs' dreams of becoming real superheroes had finally come true, as the whole town cheered their special new name. Hooray for the 3 little Superpigs. And there's their whole town. You can see that Goldilocks and the 3 bears are there. Humpty Dumpty is there. Little Red Riding Hood, all different fairy tale characters live in Fairyland, and they are celebrating that their town is safe from the big bad wolf because the Superpigs saved them from the wolf. Thank you for reading that story with me. I will talk to you next time. Goodbye.